What's good, family? Look, as y'all can see, the folder is empty. You know what I'm saying? We have obtained us a lawyer. I have just left the lawyer's office and she was lovely. She gonna fight. She felt for me. She listened to me and she know what's going on. And she said, this ain't gonna be a hard fight. You done made it this far alone. This ain't gonna be a hard fight. I banged on God's door. I beat on that door. He opened it. He opened it. Y'all, I thank every single one of y'all for supporting, for sending donations to me. I would not have made it this far without it. These attorneys is not cheap. Come on, I'm telling y'all, and for the dads out there, not all dads are able to get the resources that I got. I feel for y'all. I've watched every single one of y'all videos, and I promise you deep down in my heart, I feel for y'all. I'm not the only one going through this. It's so many dads out there. But y'all, I thank y'all. I'm blessed. I'm gonna keep coming on here and I'm gonna keep being the guy that I've been. I don't care who try to defame my character, who tries to talk about me and talk down on me. I know the truth. God knows the truth. I know what I've been through. And when I can show my evidence, when it's all said and done, y'all gonna be like, wow. So August 15th, y'all get ready. Y'all get ready. Y'all strap on y'all seatbelts and y'all get ready, because we going in, we ready. We got some armor now. Hard clad armor. We had God. God's still there. Now we got somebody standing up. I have a mouthpiece. That's the word for the day, y'all. Get y'all a mouthpiece. I was me, now I got a mouthpiece. So I thank y'all. I love y'all. We're gonna keep it going. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay prayed up. Naomi is coming home. I love y'all. Stay up.
Let me tell y'all something. I love hearing updates like this. I love seeing black men being able to win. Because at this moment in time, realistically, just looking at the world in general, ain't nobody out here wanting to actually see black men win. It don't matter if it means with creating a business, actually doing something for the community, trying to actually lead, step into the role of a stepfather, big brother, or just in general, a black man wanting to be a father, no matter the age. Nobody realistically, as a whole, I'm talking about as a whole. I'm not talking about like here and there and what. I'm talking about as a whole, energy wise. Like if you look at Goku holding up his hands for a spirit bomb, I'm talking about as a whole. People out here do not want to see black men winning. That's just facts. And I said people. So that means, again, in general. I didn't even put specifics on that one. So just in case, if anybody want to get caught up directly in your feelings, it is directly on you, because you are hard of hearing and cannot listen. Now this is when it gets very specific. I spoke about this before on how it is that you will have fathers, black fathers, who want to be in their child's life, who want to see their children, right? They want to even try to do the co-parenting. Doesn't mean that the dude really wants to be with you because he's past you. He just wants to have a good enough relationship where you guys can give that child an experience of having both parents, let's say on the same trip, a field trip, or in the classroom for a parent-teacher conference, or whatever it is, right? It's not always that, okay, now you're over here, let me throw you to your father, then let me throw you back to your, it's not that whole thing, right? Because I'm pretty sure within that whole thing, that 50-50 thing, kids feel a certain type of way, right? And, you shouldn't have fathers having to fight. Like this young man literally he went through courts. He listened to everybody, right? Listened to people that came before him. He got the paperwork. He got everything written down in black and white. Originally, this video stems from a video that he put out, I want to say about like last month, where the mother of the child was supposed to have shown up around 6:15 or 6:30, somewhere in between that time, within 6 to 6:30. Because his time to be with his daughter was supposed to start. He even had the paperwork, showed it directly on the screen. And obviously the mother did not care about the court order. She was ducking calls and all this other type, because again, this is important. I'm not trying to hear excuses like, oh, but it's tough out here for a single mother. She could be very busy. This, that. I ain't trying to hear that, because it don't matter how busy any of these women just so happen to be. They can always throw their kids directly off on a mother. They can always throw them off on an aunt. They can always throw them off on a grandparent. Then magically they free to sit up there and go to a club, to go to Jamaica, to take some trips here and there, and go to a concert. So nobody's going to sit up there and give me any type of excuse as to why it is that woman was able to miss a printed out black and white court ordered time of which the father was supposed to have his daughter. And then to go to the extent of him having to call the police to be there. That's crazy. We all know how the relationship between the police and black men and police are in the United States. It does not take a rocket scientist, but he has to try to go through hell and high water to make sure that everything is fine, because I've watched extents where the mother has a brand new boyfriend, dude just been there for like 2 or 3 days, and then he want to sit up there and try to call shots as if he's there and all this other, and she allows it because she does not specifically put him in his place to let him know, like, yo, this is your little cubicle, you don't step outside of this, and like I said, there's a lot of problematic things, but he took the necessary precautions. Even though things go, drastically differently out here, he took the necessary precautions. And because he did that, he was able to get his child. He got it for 8 days. I'm not sure, what the time what the timeline is going to look like after these 8 days. But this was at least one mark of a type of success. But this is 1 out of 18 years. So if this is, a marker for anything, he has a very tough uphill battle. And like I said, I praise this young man for doing this, because he is young, right? He is in his early 20s, and he's fighting this hard to be directly in his child's life. And some women be like, oh yeah, this is great, all whatnot or whatever, to the father really fighting to sit up there and be. But that's the problem. You're receiving praise for fighting something that you shouldn't have to fight for. That's crazy. That's like trying to praise somebody for fighting for the love of somebody who doesn't, really love them. It's like, that just makes no sense. Like, he should not have to fight another parent in order to be able to see a daughter of which he came together with this person in order to create. He shouldn't have to do that. Like, at the end of the day, he is a father. He deserves the same rights to see his daughter as the mother has the same rights to see her daughter, because they both created this child. At no point in time should a parent be able to be like, oh, well, I emotionally feel a certain type of way directly about you, so because I emotionally feel a certain type of way about you, I'm going to make sure that you feel a certain type of a way because of how I feel, and then I'm also going to do double damage by making sure that how hurt I am, that the child is also hurt inadvertently, so that they're now not able to have an experience to see you. And I keep trying to tell a lot of women out here that whatever your specific experience with the dude was is going to be vastly different from the child. You're not protecting nobody. You're doing more harm. You're doing actually tremendous more harm than actual good, because statistically speaking, black fathers are needed. Everybody knows this. The government literally shows you the data on how important black fathers are directly in the household, directly in a child's life. They show you this stuff. But even with all of it, and again, this is the same government that does everything possible to make sure black men are not, in the community, in the home and all this other type. Even with all of those numbers directly out there, you will still have women that will opt to do stuff like this and then turn around and try to state that, oh, black men don't want to be fathers. Black men don't want to be this. Black men don't. I'm like, I need what I need people to sit up there and do. Just state that you live in a reality of Lifetime. If anybody knows what Lifetime is the most man-hating network you've ever seen in your life. It was the first, it was realistically the end all to be all. It was the first of the first, right? At least from what I can account for. Everybody else just started following and doing stuff after. And they would primarily just show men just doing everything negative directly to a woman, and a woman being the superhero out of every single situation, right? Again, nothing positive about guys. Then you move it from Lifetime, you'll move it to, in a sense, Tyler Perry movies, where in a lot of those instances, the black male is always deemed to be negative. There's something always wrong with the black guys. He's just not working. He just can't get right, can't do right, can't hold down a job. He's not educated in no type of way, always in and out of prison. He's always caught up in the streets and all. Like, it's always something negative. And then, of course, just like he's negative, he has to always do something negative to a black woman. And you have a lot of the women of now grew up on Tyler Perry and all of these other types of forms of media when they specifically put out these types of stories and narratives with about black men negatively. And then beyond that, you also have the black women of now that will carry on the stories, the hurt and the pain of other people's relationships, other women's relationships. They will carry that directly on through their lifespan as if it is their own story, as if they literally live that, because they're in close proximity to the woman who was in a relationship with that man. So if that woman was basically ground zero, that woman is ground zero. She was in a relationship, they had a terrible breakup or whatnot, whatever. Magically, those friends would then associate that trauma. They will then say that, oh, because I'm in close proximity with this woman, we all went through that exact, I felt for you. I am feeling for you right now. I am empathizing and sympathizing. We're going through this together as black women because of what this man basically, and that's, again, this is how you get a lot of this stuff. And this goes right into the story on why it is that black fathers are needed. Because you have a lot of people out here that have a negative outlook, or magically somehow, some way, every black woman out here has a negative story directly about a black father, somehow, some way, or a father just not being there and all this other type of stuff. But yet, when you want to sit down and ask any of them, do they have a positive story about a black man, a positive story about a black father? People pretty much are just in the lights. People are dazed and confused. They don't know what you're talking about. Because you have a lot of people out here that would rather believe the negative and hold on to it because they find comfort, they find solace, they find peace within it versus anything outside of that. But like I said, I'm happy that this young man was able to accomplish and do this. It sucks that he has to go through anything like this, because I would not wish this on, anybody at all. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. But so to the other guys directly out there, which it sucks to say, because you shouldn't have to do it if you fight and potentially even have a great lawyer, because obviously he has a great family lawyer. Many things are successful. But that's not indicative of every single lawyer out here, because a lot of these lawyers are also there that are given to you or that you're able to find. They're working behind the scenes, hand in hand with the courts and the other lawyers against you. So it's literally 4-1. So you got the mother, you got the judge, you got the lawyer on the mother's side, and then you got the lawyer on your side. You literally got 4 people directly against you. So, you got to keep your chin up and, do the best that you can. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.